Went back with another brand new Werewolf PvP build for the Blackwood patch. From what I experienced so far in the Blackwood patch, or the Blackwood DLC, or expansion, or whatever, is that a lot of people are running around on Nightblade Gankers, high damage builds, very high crit damage increase up to almost 90%. From what I've seen, bombers are absolutely destroying Zergs, destroying people. So I had to come in there in a build that actually will keep me alive from all that, or at least, you know, keep me in the fight long enough to do what I need to do. So anyway, with this build, you're gonna have high resistance, good sustain, good damage, and just everything that you need. But what really shines is this high resistance. And I'm also implementing the new Gaze of Sithis Mythic. Pain in the ass to farm, by the way, so just keep that in mind. So you can basically use this build on any single class. You can be Nightblade, Dragon Knight, Warden, whatever suits your taste. But obviously for me, the Sorcerer is hands down the best class for Werewolf type builds. You got ult reduction, ult reduction, ability cost reduction, and high damage, and just overall better sustain. Even in your human form, keep doing Dark Deal. You keep your stamina up the whole time. It's pretty good. Now, for the race, I'm an Imperial. You can use any race you like, but honestly, Imperial for me is the best. They have health and stamina and cost reduction. But I will get into that later into the video. For the Mundus Stones, you're going to be running the Lady, which is the resistance. But let me kind of just show you everything. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the enchantments, food, potions, and weapons and poisons, and all the good stuff. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, so the first set is going to be Eternal Vigor. You need this. Health recovery was nerfed, so this is why I'm running this set. So you would run this, it gives you a bunch of mag, stamina, and health recovery. You lost the max health piece. They changed the setup, but you still get that stamina recovery and mag recovery while above 50%, and then you get health recovery while under 50. You'll need that as a werewolf because you don't have that many heals to spam unless you have a high mag pool, but most of us don't. So yeah, Nernhold weapon. It could be an axe, sword, dagger. Doesn't matter. It doesn't carry over in werewolf form. The only thing that carry over is traits, enchantments, and poisons. So yeah, Nernhold is what I recommend. Your offhand is going to be Eternal Vigor, Shield, and Impenetrable, and a Tri-Stat Hakijo. You need the Tri-Stat Hakijo for your max resources to be able to pull more heals, have a little bit of stamina, and also have a little more health. And then double dot poisons to increase your damage. You can run any poisons you like, but I prefer double dots to add a little bit of pressure. Your offhand is going to be the Asylum Greatsword. What you do is you run up to a low health player or low health adds and just spam your execute from the two-hander skill line, and you get a bunch of ultimate. Nernhold trait, obviously, weapon damage enchant. By the way, if you don't want to use poisons, use weapon damage enchant or any enchant as you like. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. The first mythic item here is going to be Gaze of Sithis. What this does is gives you a lot of max health. That's going to scale towards your werewolf healing, health recovery due to the health recovery nerf. So it's kind of going to actually bring you back to the original health recovery that you had last patch, without the no procs, with the proc sets. Then it gives you 4,000 armor due to the fact that werewolf did lose some armor in the past. But the downside is reduces your block mitigation. So you're not going to be able to block with this build too much. That's why we have high resistance with the sets we're going to be using, and good recoveries to keep yourself alive. So you're actually going to rely on your roll dodging a lot more than usual. Typically that's what I do anyway as a werewolf. Roll dodging is more effective, in my opinion. The only time I would block or used to block was just to kind of reduce the damage, incoming damage, and also get that passive from the sort that reduced the cost of my abilities. Alright, and obviously I have a Tri-Stat enchant and impenetrable trait. Now this is your main defense set. This set is very, very good. You're about to see some gameplay clips of me using why I think this set is just amazing. But compared to every other set I tried so far, I die too quickly with every other set. So Pariah is your best bet. The Mark of the Pariah gives you max health, armor, armor, and then your fifth piece, depending on how much health you're losing. So it's going to go up to 10,000. So let's say with this build you have a base about 40,000 resistances. That's just your normal resistance. So the more health you lose, the higher your resistance will stack. So you become tankier, more health you lose. Very, very powerful. It could probably reach up to 50k. Easily. My shoulder is a mighty shooting piece. It gives me another armor, impenetrable, and then tri-stat Hakijo. And everything's going to be tri-statted out. I actually recommend to get everything impenetrable, but I don't have all the traits of impen, so I just use what I got. But yeah, impenetrable is your recommended trait because you need to have high crit resistance this patch due to the fact that everybody's running around with high crit builds and high damage. So yeah. For jewelry, triune traits, and then increased physical harm glyphs for all your jewelry. You can also put protective if you want. You can infuse them if you want more damage, but I kind of want to keep it balanced. So yeah, this is what I chose here. That's pretty much the armor sets for the build, but let me go ahead and show you why I recommend Sork real quick. Unholy Knowledge, reduce the cost of your health, magic, and stand abilities by 6%. That's going to go for your Werewolf sustain. And then Persistence. This is the one where you block an attack, and your next ability is going to cost 15% less, either health, magic, or stamina ability. But since we're in Sithis, you're not going to get that block mitigation, so you got to be very wary of that. And then we have Rebate, reduce the cost of your, not Rebate, Power Stone, reduce the cost of your ultimate abilities by 15%. So your Werewolf will be a lot cheaper, so you can get it quicker. And then this one here gives you mag recovery, then energize, increase your physical and shock damage by 5%, and then amplitude. So the more health they have, the more damage you'll do to them. For every 10% health they have, 1% increase on damage. But yeah, so the race as well, like I said, is going to be Imperial, max health, so your heals are going to be stronger, more stamina, so you can spam more abilities, and then your abilities are reduced, or reduce the cost of all your abilities by 6%, so all your abilities are going to be a little bit cheaper, plus your ultimate. Alright, so for the skills, for the Sorcerer skills anyway, Hurricane. Basic stamina sorcerer ability. You just use this. It gives you resistance, increase your movement speed, and also does AoE damage. It's your armor buff, speed buff, and a little AoE damage, like I said. I use the Clan Fear because it actually heals me for a lot, and also can kite behind it to kind of keep the pressure off me as well. Summon Unstable Clan Fear. And it also does physical damage. So, yeah. Dark Deal is a heal, also a sustainability, and you can synergize that with Vigor, so you can have two heals going off at once. And then I'm using Heroic Slash, grants me minor heroism, granting you one ultimate every 1.5 seconds for 12 seconds. It also puts minor main, reducing the damage done to you. But yeah, keep spamming that. You can get your ultimate up pretty quickly. For the back bar, we're using Dizzy Swing, Clan Fear, due to the fact that if you swap bars, the Clan Fear will disappear if you don't have it on your back bar. Ball of Lightning, you use this to escape your opponents or any projectiles, attacks coming at you, pretty good. Dizzy Swing, this is a normal spammable off balance two-hander skill. I don't really use it too much, so I only use it when I'm burning down ads to get my ultimate quicker. Executioner, because we're using the Asylum, you'll use this to get your ultimate back on low health enemies or players below 25%. That's how the weapon works. Then full momentum, You can use Rally if you want, but I like using Momentum because I hate being snared. So yeah, I use that. And then put whatever ultimate you want here. I have Flawless Dawnbreaker. Alright, that's pretty much it on that. Or for the normal Sorcerer abilities and skills. So let's go ahead and get into the Werewolf skills. Alright, Pack Leader. This is the stronger morph of the two. Berserker's only good, I think, in battlegrounds or if you're in a group. But if you're solo, run Pack Leader because you get reduced damage by 10%, and you get Minor Courage, which increases your weapon damage. And your form lasts longer because your dire wolves are proccing the Call of the Pack passive. Keep that in mind. Brutal Pounce. When you pounce on enemy, you can get up to about 600 weapon damage if you pounce 6 times, or you pounce on 6 targets at once and then hit Carnage. It does a bleed and also puts Execute. Hercine's Fortitude. This gives you recovery, and if you're at full health, it restores 3,000 stamina, and then you gain Major Brutality at all times. And it's actually the stronger heal out of the other morph, Hercine's Rage. Hercine's Rage is only a PvE in my opinion, and doesn't really give any other benefit other than that. So yeah, this ability gives you more. Deafening Roar. This ability reduces the enemy's resistance, and it also gives you Major Savagery, increasing your weapon critical. And it also puts Maim on your target, so reduce the damage done to you. Howl of Agony. This is your spammable. Enemies who are feared or facing you take 25% more damage from this attack, so if they're facing you, just fear them, hit them with a Howl a few times. Heavy Howl combos, followed by an Infectious Claws, which does Defile and disease damage. So yeah, that's pretty much it on that. You can run any more if you want. You want to use this one because you defile your enemy, reduce their healing. You can use Claws of Life if you want to stay alive a little bit longer, but Claws of Life does struggle to kill people, so yeah, I recommend Claws of Anguish if you want to finish your opponent. The other morph of Deafening Roar is Ferocious, which is a speed heavy attack. I don't really care for it, I never really need it, so I stick with this one. You can use Feral Pounce. It just gives you 1 second if you jump at the right distance, but other than that, or leap at the right distance, but Feral Pounce is the better one in my opinion. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the Werewolf skills. Let's go over the character sheet. Alright, so this is what everything kind of looks like outside of Cyrodiil unbuffed. When you go into PvP, that health recovery is going to get cut in half. It's going to go down to about 1,500 instead of 2,650. When you below or 50% in Cyrodiil, you're going to have about 2,700 health recovery. But where it really is going to matter, where it really shines at, is that your weapon damage will go up, obviously. If you also get the continuous passive, but if you also pounce on your targets, hit them with that slash or the carnage, your weapon damage will go up, and your enchants, whatever. But what really shines is that resistance. That 40,000 resistance will shoot up to 50k. Very, very tanky and very, very hard to kill. And trust me, you have the damage to finish off your opponents. Your Mundus Stone is going to be the Lady. And the food that I recommend is Sugar Skulls. Gives you health recovery, stam, and max magicka, and max health. And the health recovery part is the most important. And the Lady just gives you a lot of resistance. Keep that in mind. For potions, I forgot to mention, just run tripods. Tripods and detect pots, and then movables, and that's pretty much it. You can run speed potions if you want, but I think you got some speed passes in your CP, so you're really good there. But just stick to try potions and detect bots. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into your champion points. Very simple. Some of the things were changed, but the main traits or the main passives, the main passives you want is Enduring Resolve. Reduce your damage taken by damage over time effects by 2% and up to 10%. Get into that. Duelist Rebuff. This will reduce your damage taken from single target attacks, so like any direct damage ability coming at you. And the first purple one, you need to put 50 into this to get your crit resistance. You need it in PvP right now due to the high crit damage builds out there. And then we got Deadly Aim. Increases your damage done with single target attacks by 10%. Or up to 10% per stage. Well, 2% per stage, up to 10% damage done. If you don't want to run that, you can run Master at Arms. Either one's fine. Whatever you prefer. You can run both of them if you want, if you don't want the crit resistant CP. If you want to use Physical Weapon Expert, you can. But just remember, you can only slot 4 passes at a time, so be very aware. And then kind of fill out everything else where you can put CP passive-wise. So yeah, that's that on the blue tree, on the warfare tree. On the fitness, the main ones I got is Peace of Mind. Increases magic and health recovery while under the effects of crowd control by 40 per stage, up to 200. And this one grants armor, which is ironclad. And this one grants max health. And this one gives you health recovery as well, and magic recovery and stamina. So I like Survival Instincts as well, so if you don't want to use those other ones, you can also use this one here, or any of these CP there, but make sure you kind of just fill out everything else that you can. Pretty much it on the red CP. Green's just very simple. I just increase my mount speed, so I can move around faster in Citadel. Steed's Blessing, increase my movement speed, you really need that as well. And then 75 into liquid efficiency, so my potions won't be won't run out as potions as quickly, or run out of potions quickly. My bad. Yeah, tongue-tied. Sorry. That's pretty much it for my Blackwood Werewolf PvP build. Hope you guys enjoy. It is a monstrous build, very, very tanky, and people will struggle to kill you. And you can definitely X with it, because you're about to see a clip of me doing it. So, alright guys, peace.